on this call already knew me. So we are on a journey together. We started a series like 2-3 weeks ago on TP700. And so we are calling our attention to the fact that, this is not this a tool that's going on retirement. That's not data engineering certification is going on retirement. And so which will help we that are here now to take advantage and leverage on this series to be one of the early adopters. So I do not just want us to just come and attend this class and just leave it that way. We may need to still attend, be ahead. By the time Azure is gone, Azure 203, Azure data engineering is gone, DP700 will be the one standing its place, and so we will be the frontier. So today we'll be looking at a topic. I'm sure of us that on this call we have already seen the. I'm just going to just have been taken down. Let me just quickly.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Rashid, can you hear me?
Okay. Okay, I can hear you. So,
okay.
Looking at
Okay, I think I need to take it. Mr. Rashid, I guess you are breaking up. Let me confirm if they can hear me. Please confirm you can hear me. Can anybody
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Good. Thank you very much. So I will be sharing my screen now, and we'll start the section straight away. So we have about 1 hour to learn new thing and to interact with ourselves on those platforms. So let me shoot up my screen before Benga will share his screen. So we are looking at the course titled Creating and Orchestrating Data Pipeline. This is the number 3 in our series around data engineering. The first thing we did in this section is to have a better understanding of data engineering, and we started from where we are used to, that is Power Query, but we now call it Data Flow Gen 2. So we started using that to do an ETL process. Last section we had, number 2 section, we learned to do the same ETL process using Apache Spark, using your Python, your SQL, your Scala, all your possible language you can use within Fabric, Apache Spark to do some ETL process, though we had some issues during that last section on network. And I need to appreciate Olajide Idowu that stepped in to help me manage that section. I just hope today we'll have a smooth run today. Today, we'll be looking at another important part of data engineering, and that is pipeline. Most people will tell you data engineering is all about pipelining and all those stuff. So we are going to learn quite a lot. And the platform we are using is Microsoft Fabric. So not pipeline on Azure Data Factory. We are running the pipeline using Fabric, but I want to assure you they are exactly the same thing. We don't have another thing on that platform. It's the same thing we do. So trying to achieve this, I will quickly want us to run through some theoretical parts, after which Benga can go ahead and share the screen. And going forward, I want us to get prepared for this class. Anytime we are coming to this class, let's try to join with our laptop if opportune to. And let's make sure we have a Fabric account. If you don't, on the WhatsApp platform, please reach out. We have a lot of professionals on the WhatsApp platform that can always help you to actually assist you in getting up and running if you don't have all those platforms in place. So at this point, I move on to my next slide. Oh, thank God I have this slide up. I always forget the last section we had. I did not mention this, and I would not want to forget. That's why I made it the second slide. Please, for those of you that really want to get up and running on data analysis on Power BI and Fabric, that wants to get up and running on data engineering on Microsoft Fabric, or you want to learn more about AI and business application, there's a big opportunity coming our way. It's a physical event in Ibadan, University of Ibadan. It's a big event. It's a 3 days event. I need you to start planning
Sorry,
it.
sir. I think your screen is frozen if you are trying to show something. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
the only one, sir.
okay. Let me.
It's okay. It's not frozen. Your screen is fine.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, okay, that's
Maybe
me
it's
then.
from the end.
All right.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that confirmation. Let me shoot it up again. Please confirm my screen is up now.
Yeah, your screen is up now.
Oh, thank you very much. So for those of you that is based in Ibadan, or for those of you that are ready to travel for this event, please mark those days. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday in April, and it's promising to be a wonderful boot camp in the University of Ibadan Computer Science Department. It's not a free event, it's a paid event. So the ticket to attend this event is 80,000 naira. But luckily, we got a sponsor that decided to pay 50,000 for the first 50 participants. He's ready to pay 50,000 for the first 50 participants. So now what is 30,000 naira. Is 30,000 naira for the first 50 participants. The remaining 30 participants will pay the full 80,000 naira. So please, for if you are here, you have S up. If you know anybody interested based in Ibadan, please let them know. The flyer, the registration platform will be officially out on Tuesday. So just keep watch on Tuesday on our WhatsApp group. If you're able to get the 50, I mean, the 10,000 naira slot, good. And for those that want to join online, please, we have the online version. It's just 25,000 naira. You can join anywhere in the world. So this is one major boot camp you must not joke or play with. Now, I move to my next slide. My next slide, what exactly is Microsoft Fabric Data Pipeline? When we are building ETL process on Fabric, we have different ways which we can use to build our ETL process. We can use our data flow Gen 2. That was the first thing we did in this series. The second one we did in this series, we can use Notebook, that is Apache Spark, writing some Python code to get our data, to clean up the data and to load it into the lake house, either as a file or as a table. We have all these opportunities well spelled out. Now, by the time I have all these ETL processes, using some of them on notebooks, some of them on data flow, some of them on using scripts, using stored procedures, do it anyhow because I love using store procedure a lot. Keep all my codes here. And I want to put all these things together, all those activities, put them together to run end to end. That once you are done with this, then go ahead and do this. After that, go ahead and run this notebook. When we are done with this notebook, go ahead and do this store procedure. After that, pack all the data, combine them together as one, append them as one, and then write them in a table. Please, the best way to do this is to make use of what we call pipeline. Now, a data pipeline in Microsoft Fabric is a logical grouping of activity that perform data ingestion task together. It allows you to manage, extract, transform, and load activity collectively rather than handling them individually. This is that. Now, we are going to look at some things here. We talk about data pipeline generally. We'll look at data pipeline using it for ETL management. We're going to work using the graphical interface. You will just see drag and drop is superb. And we also integrate it with a data flow. And also we do a demonstration of all these things. I think it's even better we go straight into demonstrating this. But before we do that, let us quickly have a better understanding of all what data pipeline is actually meant to achieve. Introduction to data pipeline in Microsoft Fabric. Number one, like I said, is a logical grouping of activity. Those small activity you have written, logically, you can bring them together with a flow. And in that flow, you can even go to the extent that, look, in this flow, please, once there is a failure, help me trigger a mail to the head of BI team that, look, that ETL process actually failed. Or if it's successful, send a message to somebody that today's ETL process was successful. And don't wait for me to trigger the process. I need you to trigger that process on your own. Maybe once the time is 12 midnight, trigger the complete ETL process. All this is possible of using your pipeline. Again, I'm not working with time. There is something that must happen. Once that thing happens, once a mail is dropped, or once, what's it called, a file gets to this folder, trigger that process. Can you see all the beauty of pipeline? And I need you to really pay attention and enjoy the process all through. Now, when we're talking about pipeline, so it manage your ETL process. Help you to manage your ETL process from beginning till the end, handing over from one process to another process. And I love it because it has this graphical interface. We are not really going to do much today. We just get our hands dirty and get up and running with this. So graphical interface that offer a graphical user interface which simplify the creation and management of what? Of a data workflow. Let me quickly confirm. Is there anybody on this platform that have used SSIS before? If you have, just show by raise of hands. Oh, so, okay, no problem. This is exactly what we do in Microsoft SSIS. So all the activities are packed together as a what? As a data flow. So once we have them, so once they trigger the workflow, it runs all the activity and gets your work done for you without any stress. So lastly, integration with data flow. Like I said, most people think pipeline is coming to take over the work of data flow. No, they both have their function and they complement each other. Data flow is superb when we talk about transforming your data, cleaning the data. But when you have step-by-step activity to be performed, then you can put them in a pipeline. You are going to see this shortly. Oh, there's no need to waste much time. I think it's time to go into demo. So, Genga, are you still on the call?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me quickly confirm. Do you have fabrics running on your system?
Yes, I do.
Correct. So Benga is one of us and he has volunteered to share his screen today. So next section, I want somebody else to also share the screen. So Benga, can you just take it from here? Go ahead and share your screen. Go to Microsoft Fabric and let's do this together. Okay, thank you very much, Benga. I can see your screen. So what you need to do, this is not fabric. Oh, good. So please, everybody should pay attention to what we are doing. I'm happy we are using another screen. I would have continued from where we stopped the last time, but this time we are using a neutral system. So what Benga will do for me now is before we do anything, I always recommend you create a new workspace for our work. Benga, can you help us create a workspace? And also the environment we are in. As I can see Power BI at the bottom. So this is data engineering class. So you can always switch to your environment at the far bottom where we have Power BI. Can you see what you have at the far bottom there? Power BI at the bottom. Bottom left. Thank you. So you can switch to Fabric experience or you switch to your Power BI experience. This is our Fabric experience. You can cancel the tour. You can cancel the tour. So from here, we can do everything we want to do as far as Fabric is concerned. So that's the first thing we did. We switch to this environment. The next thing I want Benga to do for me is to help us create a workspace. Let's call it data and AI. New workspace. Let's call the workspace data and AI. Data and AI. I think that name is okay. The name is available. You have not used it. If you have our logo, I would have said should brand it, but I'm not sure it brings us our logo. Don't bother to brand it. Let's apply. Go click on apply. Now, we have a workspace called data and AI. What do we want to do on this workspace? So today is to build a pipeline, but you cannot just build a pipeline without having some activities ready in place. So I'm going to quickly create one or two activity, after which we'll now build our pipeline on those activities. You will see new item up there. Can you click on new item? Good. The first thing I want you to do for us is to build for us a lake house. Let's build a lake house. Can you look for lake house there? You can't be under get data. You should have a thank you store data. Thank you very much. Click on lake house. I hope one of our section we are going to, apart from lake house, we are also going to use what we call event house. That is our KQL. I mentioned it in the introduction class. It's a powerful one, but today is just to use our lake house. I will click on lake house. I expected it to pop up.
Yeah, it didn't pop up. I didn't see.
Ah, can't you create a lake house and not give any message?
No, it didn't.
Go to store. In the store.
Store where?
No, click on new again. New. Scroll down. This is get data category. The next one is the
No,
prepared data category.
this is
Okay.
called data lakehouse.
You can click on Lakehouse.
Yeah, I just did.
So our Lakehouse. Are you sure you're
But
not using this?
let me try refreshing the page. Okay.
So what did you do before?
Well, I don't know. I just refreshed the page and tried it again.
Okay, good. Let's go. So let's give our Lakehouse data and AI LH. Lakehouse data and AI LH. So there can be space. Good. You can use underscore. Thank you. So you can put the Lakehouse schema, just check the box and say create. Now, for those of us that did not join the first section, this is more like a recap. We started by creating a lakehouse and we use our data flow to bring data into our lakehouse. We clean the data and we move the data. We just did some little ETL process. Let me confirm from Benga. Do you have any sample CSV file you can play with? If not, let me quickly push one to the platform. Benga, do you have any? Oh, I can't hear
You
you.
you can push one to the platform. Let me download.
Oh, okay. Let me quickly look for one sample data and push to the platform so that a CSV file we can all leverage on. So now go back. As I'm trying to do that, let me see what you have on your lake house. Good. Now the lake house is divided into two. We have the table and we also have the part that belongs to the what? Files. Your lake house is actually a data lake and a data warehouse. So you can put unstructured or semi-structured data in the files, while you put your structured data in the what's it called? The structured data in the table. So let me see CSV, 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 CSV. I hope I have any CSV here. CSV file. What happened to all my? Oh, I've seen one. I've seen one CSV file. Okay, let me send you this CSV file. So the name I'm seeing here, I'm even scared because the name of the CSV file says bad data. I hope the data is not that bad. So on the platform charts, where is our charts? Charts, okay, drag bad data and put here. I'm trying to drag and drop. Why? Okay, let me click on add. Oh, what's going on? Why can't I add a file? Right click, copy. Let me see if I can copy and paste. Oh, okay. Benga, if you're on WhatsApp, Can I drop this on WhatsApp? You're on the group, right? The WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So on the WhatsApp group, let me drop some data there. So I've dropped one. It's called bad data. I don't know how bad it is. I'm dropping another one. It's called film details. Let me just drop those two files. So you can download those two files and let's work with it. Okay. Good. So if you have downloaded those two files, I want us to quickly see what we can achieve with those two files. Please confirm you are ready, Benga. So for those of us that want to practice along, please just check your what's it
Yeah,
called?
I have both files now.
Good. So if you have both files, let us see what we can do with that. So on your lake house, expand the files. Expand the files. Look at table and file. Expand that file. Good. There is nothing there at the moment. Let us create a subfolder. There is 3 dots in front of the files. Click on the 3 dots. Good. I want to create a subfolder, new subfolder. Click on new subfolder and call it clean data, or just say sample data. Sample data. Sample data. I don't always like space, because by the time you start coding, this space will give you a challenge. Remove the space between the sample and the data. Good. Create. You can create. Now, within the sample data, go to the sample data, click on the sample data, then let us upload. Let us upload data into the sample data. So you can right click on the sample data, you will see upload. Okay, good, that's it. Upload file. Upload the 2 CSV file I sent to you. Browse to pick those 2 files. Have you uploaded? Now, the scenario I'm trying to paint here is simple. We are trying to paint a scenario whereby, okay, thank you very much. He has uploaded boots. We assume that this data is coming from 2 different sources within the organization. One is coming maybe from finance, another one is coming from operation. I want to build an ETL process that will clean the finance data, another one that will clean the operation data, or maybe there's an API. There is one software we are using that is based in the cloud, and that software generates data. And they also ask me, grab the data as generating it in the cloud and store it in the warehouse. So these 3 activities, when I'm done treating them one by one, I want to put them together. And they told me, run all those activities by 4 a.m. And the sequence is simple. First and foremost, run the operation before you run the finance. If you run finance before operation, there will be a problem. Make sure operation finish before finance will take it up, because there are some output from operation that finance will take in. After that, run the one from the cloud. When you are done, please send a mail to the head of IT that, look, guys, the ETL process was successful today. And don't even stop there. Tell me how long it took. I want to be monitoring the duration of the ETL process. That, look, it's really working, it's not dragging. This is enough for today. If you can achieve this scenario, sincerely, we've done very well. Now that we have done this, I want us to quickly build a transformation process, 2 different data flow for each of them. So I don't know what is there, but by the time we open it, we'll see. So I want to build another activity to pick the data from my my file, clean it up, and finally put the clean version in the table. That is what I want to achieve. Oh yeah, let's try this out. Can you go to your workspace you created? Look at the workspace, data and AI. The icon with three. Aha. So the only item we have in the workspace is our lake house. Click on new item up there. Click on new item up there. So the first item, click on new item. I want to do transformation, not get data. Can you scroll down to transformation? We'll see data flow gen 2. That is where we stop on the first part of this series. So the second part, we use notebook. Is anything like data? Just type data flow because of time. Just type data flow in that filter by item type. That's it, data flow gen 2. Click on it. Somebody was asking about data flow gen 1. So it's the version that differs. This is much more easier. In fact, this is Power Query to the core. So now let's call this clean operation data. We are giving it that name. I don't have operation data. I assume one of them is operation data. So just call this clean operation data, and say create. Don't bother to enable Git. Create. We want to do an ETL process on one of the data that we have there. And we'll do another ETL process on the second one. We'll now use a pipeline to tie them together. So this is just two activities. You might have more than two activities in the organization. Now, this is our data flow gen 2. Like I rightly said, it is Power Query inside out. So don't let the name disturb us. So what do you want to do here? You want to get data. So get data from other sources. He has given you some sources you can get data from Excel, from SQL, but I can go to get data from other sources. Click on get data from other sources. He will give you hundreds of sources out there that you can pick data from. Now, as you can see, these are different sources you can pick data from. But the data we want to pick is from our lake house. Our lake house is data and AI. It's already there, recent. I don't know how you can see it. Thank you. So just click on the lake house. Can you click? You should connect to your lake house. What's going on? Oh, he's busy. Okay.
It is connecting.
Thank you. Now, the files we have in the lake house. Please, can you expand the files? Expand files up there. Under the lake, expand. Good. The file, we have a folder we created called sample data. Expand the sample data. There are two there. Pick any one. Let's first of all clean one. That one is operation data. Then we'll come back and do another one for finance data. So which one is operation data? Bad data. Okay. Click on create. Good. This will bring the data into our data flow gen 2 environment to do some cleaning and data transformation. So what did he say? Data source. I'm trying to read.
Data source not found, Excel workbook. The Microsoft ACE OLEDB 12.0 provider is not registered on the local machine.
Okay. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? This should not stop us. This should not stop us. Okay, you know what? Just discard what you have there. Delete the query by the side here. Delete the query. Delete the query by the side. So it's a CSV file, but it's seen it like old Excel version. That's why. Can you see the
Can
name? I don't know why it's seeing it. It's putting Excel. Do you see Excel at the end of the file?
I think I have a CSV file I can upload.
No, this is actually a CSV file, but it's seen it like Excel. Upload a CSV file if you have one. Go back to your lake house and upload. I hope it will not change it to Excel again. Go to your lake house. Please, most of us will face this challenge. Please, the challenge is because it's a CSV file, but it was handled like Excel file. So that was what happened.
So
So
how
Benga,
do
go
I?
to your lake house. No, by the side, under query one, look at query one. Under query one, you will see bad data csv.excel. So right click there and drop it, delete it. I don't need that again. Delete it. So how do we handle cases like this? Go to your, by the side here, go to your lake house and close it. We'll come back here, close it. Go to your lake house.
Yeah,
Your lake house is not
I'm trying to. They say please close the data flow before navigating away.
look at the close button under your picture or the top right corner.
Okay.
So close. Yes, you want to close. Now, go to your lake house. Hold on. Look at the names. Do you see Excel added to the name? Those two files you uploaded.
Yeah.
Can you remove Excel from it? Is it possible to rename it? If it's
Yes,
possible,
yes.
try. Let's see if you
Okay,
can
let
rename
me.
it. Because your system is identifying this file as Excel file, but it's actually a CSV file. And I've seen so many people having a similar challenge. So try to do that, and also bring in that your CSV file. You'll be amazed that it will make it an Excel file again. So we need
So I
to,
think it did that directly from the system, not at the point of uploading.
from your system. But can you rename it here?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Can you change it?
I've renamed it to CSV now. So
Okay,
I would
upload it.
drop all of them and try to
Oh,
re-upload them.
okay, please do that. Do that. Good. So sometime, if anybody send you a CSV file on your system may likely turn it to the old version of Excel. So please, you need to be conscious of that. So if we have that type of arrangement, it might give you this OLDB old version error. Okay? Good.
So I also downloaded the Superstore data sets.
CSV also,
And
please put it there.
yeah, it's also a CSV.
Have you
So
uploaded it?
I'm doing that also now.
Fantastic. We have enough to work with now. Aha, they are CSV now. This is better because the Excel there is giving me headache. Good. Oh yeah, let's quickly go back because we are behind schedule. Let's go back
Okay.
to our, thank you, to our workspace. You will open the
The data
data
flow gen
flow we
2.
are working with. So get the data now. You won't have the challenge now. Good. So that is that. So get any of them. But we know this is operation. We'll do another one for finance. You can keep building as many. Either you use data flow, Gen 2, or you use notes. notebook. So last section we train on notebook, but we can always pick them one. No, don't pick. I don't want to treat all of them together in one. I'm just like, don't forget that our training today is for pipeline. If it's just for this, we'd have done it together, but we want to learn pipeline. Let's treat them 3 times. Create this.
Okay.
Create this. So we'll look at the data and we'll quickly see any cleaning we can do there. It's just for practice. But when you are working in the office, you treat your data very well. The first challenge I have here, I wish that first role becomes my header. So I don't need to teach anybody in this class this. We are Power BI guru here. So Benga, you should know what to do. That first role, duration, date, should become the header. What will you do? Thank you, sir. Look at what he did. Use first role as header. Number 2, my dates. I can see quote on my dates. I don't want those quotes there. I don't know that you saw what I'm saying, Benga.
Yes,
And
I'm with you.
I would like to declare that column as dates. How will you manage it?
So I
Replace
can do
value.
a find and replace.
Replace value. Thank you very much. Replace single quotes with nothing. This is simple. Replace value. Single quotes with nothing. Don't put anything and say you're okay. Good.
Yeah, it's done.
Let's declare that column as date. Because it's seeing it as something else. Good. Any column that has error, we don't need it. I can see column, filter away errors. Let me see the way you handle that also. Drop that place down. No. Cancel. Cancel what you're trying to do. Right click on that column. The answer is on right clicking on that column. Beautiful. Remove any row with error. Please do that. Beautiful. Now, please, everybody should just agree with me that this is clean. And after cleaning this, I want to dump this in the warehouse so that the data analyst, the Power BI guy, can take up the work. We are data engineers in this training. Our work is to pick up the data from different data sources, clean them up, make sure it is fit for use, and put in an environment where the data analysts can rely on. So please, you will see add destination at the bottom right corner. Can you see add destination? That's the destination of this file. Good, thank you very much. When you are done with your cleaning, this is what we do. We come here to tell it this clean version of this data. Where should it go to? Should it go to your lake house? Should you go to your warehouse? Should you go to SQL database, Azure SQL database, or Azure Data Explorer? That is your custom. Now, please, I want you to go to my lake house. I told you, select lake house. I told you lake house has 2 parts, the file and the table. So this time I'm taking it into my lake house. Click on next. You'll see next. Next. Good. It will now ask you which of the lake house. So my lake house is the okay, you should go as a new table. Look at new table that don't stay on. So I want to go as a new table. New table. What should be the name? Let's call this operation data. The table name should be operation data. Good. Operations. I think operations is okay. Now, so what else? Select the data lake. Please select it. Expand it. Expand because it's supposed to have allowed you to nest. After expanding it, then click on nest. That's where you should dump it. Yeah, click on nest. At this point, it's asking me, it's going to create this column there. At this point, you have the right to change the column at the destination, but everything looks okay by me. Save. I'm done. This is good. Click on save. At this point, if I dare publish this work, this my lake house will do everything I ask it to do. So there's a publish button at the bottom there. Click on publish. Let me be sure there's no error. Click on publish. So I've done the clean operation data. That module alone, we pick the operation data and clean it up. So all of us on this call, we are giving Gbenga 2 minutes to do clean finance data and another 2 minutes to do clean the third one. What do you call the third one? You said something store, superstore. So you can call that clean HR data. So you are doing 2 more for
Yeah,
us.
super. Okay.
One, clean finance data and clean HR data. So quickly go back to your workspace. So this time a new data gen 2, but you can use notebook. So as Benga is doing this, let me do a recap of what we did on the second day. When we're teaching us notebook, no, don't use notebook, it will take our time. Just use data gen flow. No, don't use one, use 2. Use data flow gen 2. Data flow gen 2. Good. As Benga is doing this, Benga, you have 3 more minutes. As he's doing this, let me quickly give us the major reason why notebook can be used in place of what? Of data flow. Number one, notebooks allow you to script out activity. And if you are dealing with big query, massive data, notebook is better because it can do some things around opening multiple nodes, compute nodes for you, clusters for you. Instead of running I remember I mentioned it when I was explaining during the second series that look, instead of running it through one particular machine, it will break up the activity into multiple machines and get the work done for you. If the data I want to treat is so big and massive, I will not try treating the data using what is called I will not try using data flow gen 2. I'll rather go and use notebook and put my small Python code. So, Benga, thank you very much. Quickly clean this and also dump it in the database. Good. You have made the header. Let me see other things we can do here. Is there, scroll to the end. Let me see all the columns there. Scroll to the extreme end. No, to the right. Scroll to the right. Okay. I want you to rename some column for me. The budget dollar, make it expenses. Box office dollar, make it income. Expenses and income. And all the null should be 0. I see he's doing some cleaning here. All the null should be 0. And create one more column for me called profit. Profit is income minus expenses. So when you are done with that, dump it again in the warehouse and call this finance data. So can you see this? Within few seconds or minutes, Benga has done a complete ETL process on another data that belongs to finance. Please help me create a column called profit, please. Let me create a column called profits. How will you do that now? Add column, custom column. The column should be called profits. The data type go to the data type just in front of it. Where you pick profit, data type should be currency. I want to be like currency, pick currency. And our formula, come to the formula and express yourself. That is income minus expenses. Income minus expenses. I think you are good. You have 30 seconds to finish the third one. Click on OK and dump it to the destination. The same destination, but this time as as finance data. So we would
So
have done
yeah,
this.
in the film ID, there's still some alpha.
Where is it? Where is film ID?
This is film ID. So we have
Okay.
the answers are apparently it's to
Something is
disappoint
wrong.
in.
Don't. Okay. It's
But
after the break.
I can convert that to number, remove errors.
Okay. Convert to number, remove errors. Convert to numbers, remove error. Whole number. Anywhere you see error, remove all the line with error. Think that you are good. If you go and remove the error from company's data, just continue. So please, if you have questions, as Benga is working on this, let's feel free to drop a question either on the chat or show by raise of hands so that we can, at least we know we've done justice to the section today. If any of us have any question, feel free to ask. So finance, good. That's the second table we are creating. Create and publish it. So this time we've done two things now. We picked the finance data, we published it. Okay, good. So now quickly do one more for us and call that one HR data. The something store we brought in, let's assume that's HR data. Quickly do that. So we have three major activities that we have performed, and they are in silo. They are on their own. So we want those activities to run together, and it should run in a sequence. If you don't finish operation and HR, don't try to do finance because the finance data, the information in the finance will not be correct. Assumption. So we will see how we put all these things together in a wonderful data pipeline now. This data is big, that is rolling. I use phosphorus as header and just dump it in the data because of time. We will not do much cleaning here. Just dump it in the data. I'll call it HR data. So beautiful. Please, this is how we do our ETL, but this approach is different. This approach, we are just using data flow gen 2, Power Query to do the ETL. But as data engineers, I will recommend Apache Spark for big data. You should learn it and it should be part of you. So good, publish. We might not be able to do API. Maybe you are using Salesforce, you are using some or weather forecast. The company asks you, go and get the weather forecast for the past 10 years, and if possible, project into the next 5 days. Let us know the weather condition before we launch out our campaign or products. I want you to go online and pick a weather something. Don't worry, they are all there. Maybe one of our section, we can treat working with APIs. Stock exchange, you want to pick the current value of your stock of the stock value, maybe so many wonderful things that can be done. But we've done some activities now. So at this point, we want to build what we call a pipeline now. So let me click on new item. Let's go for a new item. Under new item, oh, beautiful. We want to create a data pipeline. Click on data pipeline. So the data pipeline helps us to orchestrate all those activities. Let's call it daily ETL. So this ETL must run every day. So let's give it a name, daily ETL pipeline. Daily ETL pipeline. Good. That's the name I want to call it. So click on create. When you click on create, it takes you to the environment where you build your data pipeline. Good. Let me quickly speak to this environment before we do anything serious. On this environment, there are 4 menus there. Home menu, activity menu, run and view. Activity, run, and what? View. When building your pipeline, you build your pipeline under home. And you can add more activity to it under activity. And once you are done building your pipeline, you can execute your pipeline to be sure that it is running perfectly. And also, you can do more and more activities like that. So let's start from home. Come to home. Come to home. Under home, we want to add pipeline activity. What should be the very first activity on my pipeline? I want the first thing it should do. It should run the operation data cleaning. When it's done, it should do the HR data cleaning, and finally it should do the last one. Let's go to activities. Let's start adding activities. Go to activities up there. Activity. Under activity, what do you want to add? You can add any of this activity. Is it a copy? Is it a copy file? Maybe I want to copy file from one place and dump it to another place. That's copy activity. Or I can do a data flow activity. I can do a notebook activity. If I've done a notebook that is already there, I can bring the notebook. But let's start with data flow. Thank you, Binga. So data flow, no, is an existing data flow on my pipeline that I want. So I'm adding activity. So where is the data flow that we are working on? Go to setting. Go to setting. The name, let's leave the name as, oh, okay, let's start from the name. Let's go back. Let's give it a name. Go back to general. Go back to general. Let's give the data flow a name. So let's call it clean operation data. Yeah, clean operation data. And let's come to setting and call that data flow that we have created. So what's the name of the data flow we created? Drop down the data flow. You should see it. Thank you. These are all the data flow we have created. You will see them one after the other. Click on that clean. Yeah, select it. Now, what you have successfully done here is this. This data flow that is called clean operation data. What it's going to do is simple. It's going to run all those steps you did in that data flow. It will run it for you. Let's assume I now want, after this one, I want to run a notebook. I will say notebook. Or I want to run a script, a store procedure, a variable. I can set a variable and so on and so forth. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not running any of those things. I have 3 data flow. Add another data flow again for me from the top. Data flow again. Click on data flow again. Another one should come. The second one, call this one HR, clean HR data. Clean HR data. So now come to the setting and pick the data that belongs to this. Beautiful. Now you must, because it is a flow, and we have agreed that if you don't finish the operation data, don't start the HR data. So move the HR away from operation a little bit. There is a mark on data flow. That mark means when I'm done, drag that mark to come and meet the second one. Come to data flow, you see that mark. That mark means successful. If you have successfully done this one, then go and do the second. Drag it like a line. Just click and drag it to join the second one. Beautiful. Leave it. I have created a pipeline that will run activity 1. When it is successful, it will go to activity 2. When it is not successful, what should I do? Go back to activity 1. Go back to data flow. Clean. Now, the X means not successful. The first one means skip. You can skip. And the last one means what again? Point to the last one. On skip. On completion. So, which is the same thing as on successful. Please bring in the third activity and connect HR to the third activity. You have 10 seconds to finish this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bingo. Good. We are connect it. You can push that one, the finance, move it to the right. Now connect the output of that one to this one. Beautiful. One more thing, Benga. If all this activity is successful, I want you to send a mail. A mail. Look at email. Can you see email at the top there, Benga? Outlook, Office. Look at all where you added thank you, Office 365. Click on it. Let's quickly add that flow for its success. Okay. Now, it will ask you some question. Go to the setting. Go to the setting. Go to the setting. So, sign in. He wants to know you. Click on sign in. He will ask you to log in. A dialog box will pop up to confirm your identity. Did you see the dialog box? I can't hear Benga again.
It's still coming up. Still coming up.
Click on sign in. A dialog box will pop up. Because we are not going to see the dialog box.
It's showing creating a new email connection.
Don't worry. After that, you should see a dialog. It might be on another screen. Oh, are you blocking pop-up? Benga, check. I think you are blocking pop-up. Check that address bar.
Yes.
You are now wasting our time here. It's not fair. Try it again now. So in case you try this and you don't see the pop-up, check your address bar. You are actually blocking pop-up. So
the pop-up is
up now. Please quickly accept that pop-up so that we can trigger a mail to somebody on this call. If you know you always receive mail, not that you send a mail to you today and the mail will come tomorrow. Show by raise of hand so that you can put your email address there to confirm. You just confirm to know that you got a mail that is successful. Who is going? Somebody should drop
Please.
this.
Yeah, I will tell my mail.
Joseph. Okay, Joseph, drop your email on the chat. So Benga, please pick Joseph's email. Pick Joseph in. Joseph, drop your email. Pick Joseph's email. You can put semicolon and put your own email there, Benga, so that at the two of you, we assume that Joseph is the head of data analysis team. You should get a mail. Benga is the head of data engineering team. Benga should get a mail that is successful. Joseph should get a mail that is successful. If they did not get the mail, then something went wrong. Oya Benga, quickly drop the two email. Joseph already dropped his email there. And
Yeah, I've
connect.
gotten it.
You've not connected, Benga. Put semicolon and put your own. Enter valid email. Is email not valid?
No, it's valid. They are both valid now.
Okay, good. Please, you've not joined the output of data flow to this one, Benga. You may not have a good flow. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Now, still on that one, subject, successful. Just put one English there that it's successful. The ETL process is successful.
Yeah.
Now, the body of the mail, come to the body of the mail. Dear sir, dear sir, comma, the next line. This is to inform you that the ETL process was successful. Regards, automated ETL. Regards, data pipeline. Regards, data pipeline. Come to the next line, data pipeline. Data pipeline will send a mail. But hold on. No. I wish I can know the time he started the process at the time he finished this process. Benga, is that making sense? So come down after was successful, press enter before the regards. After was successful, press enter. The process started around, the process started on and finished on. So those two places, we put something there. The process started and come to the next line and finished on. Good. So after the on, I want to put something in front of them. Thank you, Benga. Now, how will I do this? Let's quickly go back to our pipeline. Let's add two more things to the pipeline. Go to your, no, to the pipeline up there, Benga. Okay. On your pipeline, help me click on set variable. Let's set a variable. Look at, we want to introduce set variable. Click on set variable. Good. The set variable is saying set variable. The name, call it start time. Start time. Start time, a single word. Let's go to the setting. What's the setting of this start time? Pipeline variable. New. Click on new. Click on that plus. There's a plus beside it. Good. So the name should be start time also. Just put start time. And the type, should it be a string or date and time? I don't think there's date and time there. Check. Is there date and time on the time? If there is not, just go with string so that I won't cause trouble for ourselves. Go with string. String and say beautiful. Now, what is the value? Come to the value. We want to put the value there. The value, I don't know the time is going to start. You see add dynamic content under. Click on the add dynamic content. Add dynamic content. Another dialog box will pop up. Have you clicked? Good. Now, this dialog box that pop up, I want it to give me, in Excel, we say now equals to now. Equals to now is today's date and time. But in ETL, I mean, in Fabric, we say, don't let me mention it. Come to functions. Let's invoke the function. Come to functions. Look at functions. Under function, go to date function. Under date function, take your time to go through. Is UTC now. Please select UTC now. That is the function that will give you the dates and the time. But don't be surprised, oh, it will give you to the time -1 because it's using Greenwich Meridian time, London time, Ghana time. We are not in Ghana, we are in Nigeria, Benga. I want it to be +1. Nigeria is +1. I don't know that I'm making sense with what I just said. So immediately after the put add hours. If it's day, you say add days, but it's add hours. Just before the U, put add hours. Where type add hours. Add hours. Capital H, because it's sensitive. Add hours, then open a bracket after hours. Open a bracket after the add hours. Now at the end, press -1. -1 means 1 hour should be added. -2 means 2 hours should be added. If I say -1, I think the meaning is clear. Bega, answer that question. If I say -1, what's the implication?
-1 hour.
Beautiful. So if the UTC is 12, it will show you 11. But if UTC is 12, because you use 1, it will show you 1 p.m. or 13. Thank you. Please, Benga, click on OK. Click on OK. Now, carry this to the beginning or up before data flow, clean operation. Carry this one before clean operation. And drag the output of this one. Because once you grab the time, then start the operation. Benga, you are too good. Good. Do another one exactly like this. Instead of wasting time, I can copy that one. Right click, you see copy. No, look at copy under that box. Start. Oh, you have already copied. You are so fast. But I call this one end time. Go and change the name to end time. Look at end time and the setting. Quickly finish that and join it together and let us run our process. No, it's still process start time. Why did you give the process? No, don't do another one. Just edit this one. I don't want start time again. Look at the name. No, come back to setting. Come back to setting. Because you copy and paste. So it still shows. Do you see the process start time? Click on new. Click on new. Do another one and change it. Do another one and call it process end time. Look at new beside it. Look at.
Yeah, I've done that already. I've done it already.
I don't know. You are so fast.
This
Oh, yeah,
is
select it.
process end time.
Select process end time now.
Yes.
Aha. Then guys, you are good. Oh, yeah, join the after the email. Join it to that one. Join it to that one and let us run our pipeline. We are run
But
the pipeline.
just a thought, sir.
Okay.
Should the variable not come before the email?
Okay, that's true. You should have stopped it before. Benga, you are good. Yeah. Rearrange.
Okay.
Rearrange. Oh. Because we are going to quote those 2 times in the email. Rearrange.
How do I delete the?
Who put? Am I the one that put it there? Just expand this. Drag down. I want the space to be the line to be clear. Just move it. Now that line, right click on that line. That's what
I've done it.
Oh, good. So delete the second one, bring that one in between them. Benga, you are good. Yeah, join.
Yeah,
Good.
done.
Now let's compose the email again. Click on the last one. Let's compose the email. Select that last one. Good. Go on. The process started on. In front of on. Click in front of on. You will see would have given you start time. Do you see your variables? Good. Finish on. Stay in front of finish on and put end time there. And finish on end time. Then there you are good. So save and publish. Run. Where is run here? Go to run.
Yeah.
Go to run.
Should I run?
Please run this process. So this is what we call data pipeline. It's not running. No. If it's running, you will see. It will start showing you activities.
Yeah, it has started running.
Yeah. Okay. Let me wait. Maybe there's a delay. I'm not seeing what you are saying. There should be. Oh, I've seen it. He has finished the first one. I can see a mark on that one. He's working on the second one. That is clean operation. So when he's done with that one, you move to the third one. When he's done, you move to the fourth one, to the fifth one, and to the last one. Now, as we are testing now, once we are done testing, the last thing we do here is either we schedule or we trigger the activity. Like I said, if they tell you that this thing should be running 12 midnight every day, you know what to do. 12 midnight every day, you should trigger this activity. And if they tell that this thing should be running maybe on when something happens, it should trigger itself. So don't run until something happens. Maybe somebody is waiting to do a backup. And once he's done with the backup, he's going to drop the backup somewhere. And once you see the backup in that place, then start this operation. So that is trigger activity. We can either schedule or we trigger. So, Benga, are you sure it's running?
Yeah, it's still showing pipeline status in progress. And
Just operation alone is taking this long. Is he going to do HR? Is he going to do finance? Is he going to send a mail? I hope we leave here today.
okay, so it's done with operations. Is on HR now.
Good. So please, if you have any question based on what we've done, start to ask your question. I'm trying to make sure that by 3:30, we all leave this meeting. If you have any question, please ask your question. It might be on this one, day one, day two. Benga, you want to ask a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to replicate this specific scenario we have here with a normal real life scenario.
Okay, go ahead.
And so is it more like when they are done with that file at that point in time, they put it somewhere and this goes there to pick it. But let's assume there are multiple files now. The file from yesterday is still there, and this flow runs and it goes to that folder to pick those files that are there, maybe CSV or what have you. It's still going to end up picking both the updated and the previous data and running everything all over again. That's my question. So how do you manage cases like that? Because for me now, I have like there's a daily report that is in Excel.
Good.
And what I do, I extract each sheet from the Excel workbook on a daily basis, and I put it in a folder.
Good.
So what I currently do now is I manually go and do the refresh. I do it manually. So, but in a case where And when I'm done with the whole data cleaning and all, I at the same time manually remove the Excel file that has been cleaned from that location and put it in a separate folder. And I think I'll just say it here that you were the one then that explained this flow. So if there's a better approach to something like this.
Now, what you have done, all those manual, you are going to use script to achieve it. You can write a small notebook to delete the file. In fact, notebook would have helped you to pick the file, to dump it in a place and remove it from that folder, so that tomorrow when the file comes, is only new one that will be in that folder. So the one he has picked, you can now use data flow to pick it from the folder and dump it and do all your ETL process. When it is done, I'm not giving the pipeline. When it is done, the next activity of the pipeline is either to delete it or do whatever you want to do. So you have a pipeline that will help you move it from one location to another, so that anything in that location will always be the latest version. You can achieve that. Are you getting my point? Or you can decide to leave it there and pick everything again, delete from your warehouse and rebuild, which is not the best. Because when the data start growing, you will not enjoy the flow again. So the best thing is you are only using Power Query, you are only using Data Flow Gen 2. Try to also explore what I call notebook. Can you use Apache Notebook, Benga?
No, sir, no.
Our last class, we did notebook, but very unfortunate, not only you, some of us, I had a network challenge. So we may have a repeat of that section. You will see how you can write a single line script that will help you move it from one folder to another folder. So the folder will be ready for another new thing and so on. But notebook will help you. You can check that one out. And if the coordinator agree, we have a repeat of that second series, then you can ask this question again. In fact, we'll paint exact scenario you have. We'll do that exact scenario together in this class. So this is almost done.
All right.
This is almost done. But I'm just
It's
curious.
already set out the mail. I got the
Oh,
mail.
you've gotten a mail. Benga, what was
Yes.
wrong? He's still on cleaning and he has gotten a mail. Joseph, read your mail. Let us hear what is here.
Okay.
Miracle, no, they tired Jesus. So.
All right. So it says, dear sir, this is to inform you that the ETL process was successful. The process started at this time is looking funny.
Okay, copy. Just
I'm
copy
sorry.
the mail. Drop it. Let me see if I can interpret it.
I've
Copy the
also
mail.
gotten the mail. I've gotten the mail.
Oh, damn, it has finished. It's just refresh this page. It has actually finished then. If you have gotten your mail, just refresh this page. Don't mind it. Please, Joseph, drop your mail on the chat. Or Benga, one of you should drop the mail on the chat.
Yeah, I
Let's
dropped
read
it.
it together. You've dropped it. Okay.
Yes.
It says, yes, sir. This is to inform you that the ETL process was successful. The process started on 2025 03. 03 is March. 01 is the day. T stand for time. Time 1521. 1521 is 15 is 3. 321. The process started 321. And the process finished the same day. T stand for time. 1526. That means it took 5 complete minutes to run. Regards, data pipeline. I love this. So that is that. So this is correct. So the T stands for time, the date and the time. So you that say it's funny, it's not funny. Is it clear now? You will give it the exact
Yes.
hour, the exact minutes, the seconds,
And seconds. Yeah.
and the microseconds. So the last microsecond. So that is that. So let me show you the last thing there. If you want to schedule this to run at, maybe you've done a complete pipeline that will delete, because we're going to mention some scenarios that is not here. Let's assume you've catered for those scenarios. Now everything is tested, is working. You want to be running this 4 a.m. every morning. Go to schedule. Click on schedule now, Benga. You will see schedule under run. It's also under home. Good. When you click on schedule, it will pop up somewhere. Good. When it pop up, it will ask you for some information. Put on the schedule. Run on schedule. Put on the schedule. Good. It now ask you, repeat. How often should I repeat? Every seconds, every minute, every hour. I want it every day. Pick every day, daily. It will now ask you what time of the day should it run. So it should run by by 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Click on the time. There's a time. There's something like a clock there. Okay, good. It should run like, no, not PM, Oga. Early in the morning. It should run early in the morning, 4 a.m. And delete the second one. I'm still seeing PM there. Good. Delete the second one. I don't need the second one. It's just that first. You just run once. There's a delete box at the end. Delete that one. Starting from today, and it should run forever. If you want to run forever, don't bother to put any end date there. But that is that. But I don't want to run on Saturday and Sunday. Benga, what will you do? Go back to daily and change it to weekly. Go back to daily up there and change it to weekly. When you select weekly, then you now select the days of the week. Change daily to weekly and select the days of the week. I only want to run on Monday. Thank you, sir. So in case somebody is saying that you should not run on Thursday and Friday, no problem. Saturday and Sunday, no problem. And you can say our own Nigerian time, because this 4 a.m. you put here is 4 a.m. for Ghana, but Nigeria is +1. So come to the UTC time zone and say West Africa. Good, +1. That is Nigeria. So scroll down, but don't save it. Otherwise, it will keep running every day. We don't need it to run every day. So close it. Close it, discard it. Now, if you don't want to run a schedule, you can run as a trigger. Trigger is waiting for something to happen before it trigger itself. So this takes us to the end of our section today. Please, if there is any question, let us ask. If there is no question, I will hand over to our coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay, Joseph, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I think it's still kind of similar to what Winga asked, though I didn't get the clear picture. Right. So the pipeline now that you're running is to fulfill a certain process of your data cleaning to actually complete the process. So if you're running this pipeline every day, that means that you want to do the same cleaning process to the new data that came into the system. So is it going to be more like the cleaning everything from the beginning again, or just the ones that are coming in newly?
Good.
So how would that process go?
Good. Now, two things here. If the data they are sending to me, the Excel they are sending to me, yesterday they sent only what happened yesterday. Today, they send both yesterday and today. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
they send from yesterday to tomorrow. No problem. All I can do is I can decide to delete what I have in the table by issuing a script, a notebook. Delete the content of the table. When you are done, then go ahead and run. The first thing will be delete the content of the table. Go ahead and run everything again. But I said it's not the best practice. What I can now do is this. Don't delete. Rather, bring the data in, filter the content after my cleaning, filter and leave only today's dates. I don't know that you're getting my point.
Yes, sir.
When you leave only today's date, then go ahead and append to the existing data that is already in my
Yes, sir.
warehouse. It depends.
Yeah.
The scenario, we just painted a scenario here. As the scenario comes, we can actually paint it. But you can try out this scenario. Maybe I'm happy Mr. Rashid is on the call. You can create a real life scenario. Maybe one day we'll bring that scenario, we'll work on it together, and we'll resolve it together. So, but we know we don't do every Saturday again. We do twice in a month. So if you can create a space for that, we can pick up the scenario. But we have lots to cover in data engineering, and we are trying to see how much we can do. So thank you very much, Joseph. Any other question? Okay, I've taken extra 30 minutes of our time. I will formally hand over to Mr. Let me see. Do I have any other slide? Just a moment. Let me be sure I don't have any pending slide. Share my screen. Share my screen. Let me confirm if I have any pending slide here. Where is my slide? Okay. Okay. We've treated virtually all this. Okay. I've mentioned this. We've looked at this. So what we want to
I
cover.
only see the front page. Okay.
I've actually moved. Oh. Please confirm you can see my slide. I'm on demo slide now.
You are seeing
Hello?
you are seeing the boy that wants to jump.
Oh, okay, good. So
The
that's
boy
our demo.
the boy that wants to become a Spider-Man.
Exactly. We are ready to fly you, all of us.
Okay.
So we've done a sample project work together. I'm happy. Okay, there's no question. We've answered all the questions. Oh, that is all. Thank you very much. Mr. Rashid, over to you.
Okay, thank you for that painstaking class, and I appreciate the person, Mr. Gwenga, also for his patience. Today we have the highest participant and we have the lowest at the end. At a point, we are 19 on the call, but as we stand, we are just 9 on the call. I don't know whether it's network or they ran away. I can't really see. But um, and let me not put Bible here because Muslim might be here. We just need to endure this thing. It might be tasking at the beginning, but with consistency, we will get there. We might not know the value of the investment we are keep putting into our lives now until the opportunities start coming. It will surely come. But if you are not prepared by equipping ourselves with the right skill, we won't be, eligible to, to, to go for that opportunity. I was discussing an opportunity with our team lead today now. There are things that I've not done before, but I can go for it because of opportunity like this. And they're already sending me some positive signal. And the way the thing is looking at is that they don't even want to throw the job open. They just want to send the JD to me directly that they want to go and look at it. So what am I saying? There is opportunity in this space if we are really ready to give our time and commitment to it. It's just twice in a month, and we're having a boot camp. If you are privileged, join us in UI. If you are not, join us online. I tell you, it's as good as we are just doing the event for free because what we are putting into events is in millions compared to the peanuts that we have people to pay just to sort out one or two things because sponsors are already paying for the major aspects. So this is how we're going to end today. In the next 14 days again, we're still going to have another section. The flowers will still be out. So get yourself prepared and see you then. Thank you so much, and let's have a beautiful weekend. Mr. Adiki, thank you so much for your time. We don't
Yeah,
take it for
thank
granted at all.
you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye, everyone.